Hey, it's Jane. So, I leave tomorrow morning to go to Montreal for bottom surgery. Getting it done at GRS Montreal by their head surgeon, which is good because he's been doing it for 30 years and he knows his stuff. And like everything in life, it's been a whirlwind of last minute packing and building my bathroom and just getting everything together for this. I really wish I wasn't quite so panicked, but at the same time, the most important stuff always seems to get left to the last. Anyways, this is not an anything special video because I just want to go through the process of figuring out how to upload videos to YouTube so that I can start doing proper videos going forward. I don't even know where I put oh, there's my glasses. And so this is basically just a test. So I'm just kind of shooting the shit. So my thoughts. I struggle with anxiety. Actually, you know what? Let's go back. Let's go back and start at the beginning. So, I began my transition in 2005 in September when I got an orchiectomy in Philadelphia in a sketchy back room of a urologist office for $2,000. It was scary, but it was a good deal. And then I didn't get on, so I had no male hormones. And I didn't get on female hormones until the beginning of March of 2006 because of dealing with doctors. And that wasn't fun, going through all the menopause symptoms, the hot and cold flashes. Yeah, that really sucked a lot. And then in 2014, I transitioned back to male hormones for 8 years. Completely unrelated to gender, for health reasons, unrelated to gender. And I really didn't want to do it. And I don't even really like calling it detransition because, I wasn't. Yes, I did go back to using my old name, and yes, it was completely back on male hormones, and so I did detransition, sorta, but I hated every minute of it, and I couldn't. When I did get back on female hormones, I was over the moon with happiness. But yeah, for 8 years I did go back to male hormones. And then 3.5 years ago, I started back on female hormones and got much more emotionally healthy from that. And shortly after I went back on female hormones is when I decided that I wanted to do bottom surgery. So it's been over 3 years that I've been waiting. Like from the moment I made the decision that I wanted to, and then waiting to see the endocrinologist, and then the referral to CAMH, the government-run medical or psychiatric facility here in Ontario, for assessment, and then from there to funding request, and from there to request for the surgery with GRS Montreal, and yeah, fuck me. Over 3 years from the time I decided I wanted to do bottom surgery to getting it done. Socialized medicine has its problems. It's not goddamn perfect. Anyways, I leave tomorrow to go to Montreal. I'm gonna drive to Burlington and take a GO train to Toronto, and then from Toronto I take a train to Ottawa, and then from Ottawa to Montreal, which is really stupid. It was a bad choice on my part, but whatever. It's a done deal. And then I wait for a whole day, so I'm just going to be cooling my heels on Monday. And then Tuesday morning, I go into the hospital and they'll do the procedure. And then there's all the aftercare. So I plan on videoing the whole thing, just journaling the whole thing. Um, and I'm kind of new to making videos, so this is kind of rough and ready, but whatever. It is what it is. I think there's a certain honesty in just kind of telling how you feel in the moment without scripting it. So it's an approach. We'll see how it goes. Maybe it's useful, maybe it's not. I don't know. But it's the best I can do at the time, and it's the best you're going to get. So, I've struggled with anxiety my whole life, which sucks. A little bit of depression, not too bad. SSRIs kind of take care of that. Not a big deal. But my God, anxiety. It's been my nemesis. And two anxieties that are prominent right now is I have a fear of traveling. Well, not a fear of traveling. I have anxiety around traveling. I don't like traveling at all. I'm fine once I get somewhere. Like if I get somewhere and I stay there for an extended period of time, I'm fine. I'm happy. I'm great. But the going from one place to another, the upheaval of relocating myself, I really hate it. It sucks so much. Um, so I have a lot of anxiety around travel, and I have massive anxiety around medical stuff. Always have. Even getting needles scares the shit out of me. And so, I'm getting bottom surgery, which is a big deal. They're doing an epidural, which to me is a big deal because I don't like needles. So getting one in my spine is not something I'm looking forward to. So I've got these two anxieties kind of really, really putting a wet blanket on the euphoria I could be feeling around this bottom surgery, because I sure as hell want it. I sure as hell know that once I'm healed, I'm going to be very, very happy. Absolute confidence. And I really want to be like excited now, but I can't be. It's just the anxiety around the travel and then the surgery is just, it's too much. So I'm going through the motions. Things are getting done, but yeah, my God, I'm not enjoying this experience. But then I realized last night, because I've been thinking about this for several days, there's an extra fear. There's more going on. Like, yes, the anxiety, I'm very familiar with the anxiety, but there's an additional fear there as well, which I couldn't quite put my finger on. I couldn't quite figure it out. And I finally figured it out last night. And it has to do with it, which is weird. This isn't going to make a lot of sense because I have this useless appendage. It has been a useless appendage for 19 years. I have not had any use for it. I have not done anything with it. I don't want it. It's just been there, you know, after the orchiectomy, I just, this stupid dangling appendage that doesn't do anything. I've wanted it gone, and I'll be glad when it is gone. Um, but there is a certain amount of fear around losing it, which is strange because I don't want it. I want it gone. I want a vagina. So why would I feel this fear about losing it? And so I dug into that a little bit, and it's interesting. They say, and I can say from personal experience that it is absolutely true. They say that every time you change gender, you get diminishing returns. So I transitioned in 2006, because let's say when I started hormones, right? So in 2006, I transitioned. In 2014, I detransitioned by going back to male hormones. And then in 2001, I retransitioned um, by going back to female hormones. And so when I went back to male hormones, I didn't feel like I felt like before. I was not the same male me I was back in the day. There was always a little bit of Jane still there in the background, and I wasn't completely back where I had been or where I'd come from. And then when I went back to female hormones again, there was even less of a switch, less of a. This is going up raw, by the way, so just deal with it. So when I went back to female hormones, there was even less of a swing back from, I guess, the middle point, and I was feeling less female than I did the first time around, which bothered me in some ways, and it didn't bother me in others. And the ways that it bothered me are actually quite self-evident, right? I mean, if you want to be female, you don't want any male baggage coming along with you. That makes sense. So uh, that's why it did bother me. But then in the way that it didn't bother me is because that all those male qualities are very stable and reliable in me, and it kind of made things a little cooler, a little calmer than they were the first time around. So I was always a little bit torn about how I felt about going back to female hormones. Um, and how much less I was going back to those pure female emotional experiences. And I think that's where that extra fear comes from, because there's that tiny little bit of that male me, that old male me, still there in the background, kind of like, oh, well, you know, I mean, the testicles went a long time ago, but once the penis is gone, once I have a vagina, there will basically be no more of the physical male me left. And yeah, not an issue. Not going to stop me. Not changing the calculus of this in any way whatsoever. But it is an interesting psychological component that there is a male voice somewhere in the back of my head that's going, oh, this could be it. This could be the end of me, the male me. And I find that fascinating. And I think I want to ruminate on that more. I want to explore that more because it is interesting. And I don't really have anything to go with that or to go any farther with it. I don't really have anything more to say or have any deeper thoughts than just kind of identifying that it's there, that I have these feelings of I'm losing something at the same point, at the same time as I'm gaining something that I really, really, really want. Um, yeah, it's very thought provoking. So, anyways, I'm going to leave this here because this really is just a test video, so that I can figure out how to upload this to YouTube from my phone. And then tomorrow I'll make a couple videos while I'm traveling to Montreal. And then tomorrow I've got all day to cool my heels, so I'll probably do something then, sharing more thoughts, digging deeper into my feelings. Um, you know, talking about the surgical prep and all that sort of stuff. And then we go to the hospital proper and yeah, it gets real. It gets really real. So, so here we are, leaving it here. Gonna say goodnight. Love you. And I will speak to you again tomorrow. Bye.